It's a combination of really caring and really trying. It wouldn't work without both of those. There's kind of a special circumstance where sometimes people care so much that they can just do things. It started from just a group of 5 friends to a group of 50 friends to a group of 500 friends. This organization has grown by 10 times in the last 2 to 3 years when I've been helping with it. But we haven't offered 10 times the services. We haven't offered 10 times the events. And I really want to invite anyone who thinks that they have any qualification to be a board member, please apply. We think that we have set up the tools that people need so that your passion won't turn into burnout, it'll turn into success.
Content presented in Cheshire Corners is for educational and informational purposes only. Please consult a legal professional if you have any questions or concerns about the content of this disclaimer, this series, or the legal implications surrounding psychedelic substances in your jurisdiction.
Welcome to Cheshire Corners. I'm the AI clone of Rita Salyuk, your host, as we trip through the looking glass. Today, at the Psychedelic Cup 2025, Wesley talks passion, community, and recruiting new board members to grow the legacy of the Psychedelic Club of Denver, a community built on curiosity, connection, and creativity. Let's jump in.
My name is Wesley. I'm one of the board members of the Psychedelic Club of Denver, along with Jordan and Cherie. You might have seen them. Very busy today. Massive shout out to Jordan and Cherie for helping plan this event. Yeah, can we get a round of applause? Yeah. And I'm really gonna tire your hands out because can we get a round of applause for Reilly?
They took me in this dirty, weird exercise studio thing with no closets. And I stood in there and I said, oh my God, we can turn this into a laboratory. And then before I knew it, all these people were helping me that had volunteered for me previously to turn it into a lab.
The Mexican Mycologist.
I actually got the nickname back when I first started growing mushrooms because I was posting to social media of my just growing conditions. And I lived in a 3-bedroom apartment with 4 roommates, 4 cats, and 2 dogs. And it was just not the best environment to grow mushrooms in. And I was always getting contamination. There's actually a point where I was growing more contamination than actual mushrooms. And I got the nickname the Contamination King.
Max.
Because they're cactus, people think they don't want a lot of water and that they like growing in tight spaces without knowing that these are jungle plants. And so if you treat a jungle plant like a jungle plant,
And Kyle too.
Being a mycologist is a lot like being a pirate. It's like, oh, there are rules, but they're really more like guidelines.
Yeah, and all the speakers during the marketplace too. Yeah, really great show. So that story I wanted to tell. Okay, so I used to work at a day camp, and there's kind of a special moment for a lot of kids when they kind of have their first moment of consciousness of like, oh, I actually want to do this thing. And you can see it because their teachers want them to do things and their parents want them to do things, and then I want them to do things, but then eventually they do a thing and they put the work into it. And, for example, there's a kid who he wasn't nearly as good at soccer as the other kids, but he would stay with me and he would learn how to shoot in soccer so that he could hang out with the other kids. And when he was done, I think he realized after he succeeded that was the first thing that he self-generated wanted to do. He wanted to do it. And it was really beautiful. It's a combination of really caring and really trying. It wouldn't work without both of those. If you really care, but then you don't really try, can we really be proud of that? Not really. And it wouldn't make sense to say you were a really good mechanic if you were really passionate, but then you didn't have any tools. It wouldn't make any sense. So it's about trying and then also having the passion, so passion and the tools to get what you want done. But there's kind of a special circumstance where sometimes people care so much that they can just do things. They don't have to do it the right way. They don't have to do it anyway, really. They just care so much that they make it happen. And that's kind of what the Psychedelic Club of Denver has been for a long time, was people who cared so much that no obstacle could stop it. Absolutely nothing. It started from just a group of 5 friends to a group of 50 friends to a group of 500 friends. And it was built on passion, kind of all the way. But the trouble with passion is that it's a little bit of a trap, because if you commit yourself so deep and then you lose that passion, that's burnout. You can't succeed anymore. So for a long time, the club relied on finding new passionate people who could sink everything into the club and make it happen. And as we've grown, it's become inevitable that there will be gaps. It's become inevitable that we can't just rely on 1, 2, or 3 people to make this organization run. So we did something really hard, and we stepped back a little bit over the last couple months. You might have noticed that the offerings at our events were a little more minimal than they used to be. You might have noticed we booked less speakers than usual, and we put effort into things that we knew worked. So socials, potlucks, and things that were really good for the community that didn't put burnout on us as board members. And after stepping back for a little bit and getting some breathing room, I'm incredibly proud to announce that I think we're finally ready to get back to it. And we took that time away to write new bylaws for the organization, a new structure that's fully public so anyone can read it. And we're going to be recruiting 4 new board members over the next 2 months. So right now we have a board of 3, but in January we hope to have a board of 7. And that puts us on a really amazing trajectory, because this organization has grown by 10 times in the last 2 to 3 years when I've been helping with it. But we haven't offered 10 times the services. We haven't offered 10 times the events. So I just want to say that this is a really good foundation to start from. And I really want to invite anyone who thinks that they have any qualification to be a board member, please apply. We think that we have set up the tools that people need so that your passion won't turn into burnout, it'll turn into success and pride. So I want to add one other note, that if you're not interested in being a board member, we're also moving towards working with committees, which will have board members as the head, and then other members from the community serving on the committee. So it'll be sort of a low commitment way for people to join the board and really get what they want done. So this is half a call to action for the community. This is the time for everybody to really jump in and get started. And also a note to other psychedelic businesses that passion is great, and I encourage you to get your toolbox set up so that you can really take it as far as you can, pass it on to someone else who can do it well. I couldn't be more honored to pass this organization on to the new board in January. I really hope that everybody applies, and yeah, please join. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe to Cheshire Corners. Tell me what you think in the comments. And as always, don't get psyched out.